Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Convos with Calvin. I am your host, Calvin, and today I am joined by my dear friend, Jackson Gibbs.
Howdy, Calvin. How you doing?
Good, how are you, Jackson? How are you?
Dude, I'm all right. I'm just jamming out. I finished finals for my sophomore year of college today, so packing up the room and headed home.
Nice. When are you headed out?
I'm leaving in about 2 days. I
Oh, dang.
decided that some of my roommates and I are going to stick around here and, live it up in the college dorm for the last 24 hours.
There's not a lot of living up you can do where you are, that's for sure.
I don't know. We can get all you can eat pizza for $5, 10
Seriously?
minutes down the road. Yeah,
Serious?
downtown Pizza Co.
Oh yeah, that's right. Downtown pizza. God, I'm so excited for some downtown pizza.
Absolutely.
You don't even know. That's one of the biggest things that I miss is just some good old downtown pizza.
I'll tell you, it'll be really good to leave Young Harris and then just come right back in 6 days to go work in Woodruff.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
speaking
be
of
great.
college, how was your year this year, Jackson?
It was good. Oh, it was a lot of time spent learning about myself and
Oh,
just
that's good.
how I want to spend my time here.
We
Because
we love
a lot,
self-growth.
yeah, yeah. This was the year that I really started drinking. If I'm allowed to talk about that,
hmm
did a lot of learning. Learned that I have a pretty high tolerance, but not always the best thing to be drinking every day. My roommate
No,
calls me an alcoholic, but I am not.
it's only alcoholism if it's alone.
Substance abuse or dependence.
Exactly. Well, we love self-growth. We stand. So, what exactly are you looking at for your like what kind of courses are you going to be looking at for your major next year?
Um, Keep talking in case your voice has gone out, Calvin. Um, my next semesters I'll be doing outdoor leadership, which is my major.
Yeah, but like
Um,
what kind of classes are you gonna be taking
yeah.
exactly?
So what we do is for junior year, we have what's called the disco semester,
Mm-hmm.
which is short for discovery.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something specific to the outdoor leadership course, where all we do is the entire semester is outdoor leadership classes. I'm going to be taking intro to outdoor leadership, backcountry living skills, land
Backcountry.
pursuits, water pursuits, and I will also be doing a 10-day wilderness first responder certification,
Yeah, yeah.
which very exciting.
That
Um,
seems to be because I was up there, I was looking at colleges and stuff. That seems to be pretty standard with most of the colleges that offer that. So,
yeah, I didn't look too much into it when I was searching for colleges. I was sort of dead set on Young Harris by the time I found out about it. But
mm,
um, yeah, I from what I understand it, like the colleges I was looking at, it wasn't a very popular major. So, like for instance, Georgia College stopped offering it.
mm-hmm.
It's a minor now, which
Well,
I
when
think is
when
pretty dumb.
When you have schools, because when I was up there, I looked at the other two schools in your area that offer it. Now, App State offers it, and Western Carolina offers it, and they both have it as really, really strong. It's a really, really strong program there, in both those schools. At App State, it's been around since the mid '70s, so like it's been there for a long time. And Western Carolina, it's actually one of their bigger majors, and there's a study abroad program that you can do only through Western Carolina's outdoor leadership program, where your sophomore year they send you off to Ireland to go to a college in Ireland, and you get a master in environmental science, and you complete all your like sophomore prerequisites while you're there, so you can graduate with two masters and a minor. So
Hmm, interesting.
there are some good programs out there.
Yeah, I mean those all sound great, but I'm happy with my choice. I'm glad I came to Young Harris.
Of
It's a good
course,
school.
of course. Now, um, your high school, was it a lot bigger than Young Harris was?
It's about on par.
All
I
right,
went to
so
school in Atlanta, so it's still growing.
mm-hmm.
But when I started high school, we had about 1,300, 1,400 students. And then by the time I graduated, we had about 16, 1,700.
All right, all right.
Young Harris, the student body is on par with my freshman year of high school, where it's like 1,200 students or less.
Yeah,
Almost definitely
yeah,
less.
absolutely. See, the funny thing is the school I go to right now, um, we're looking at a almost 2,200 student body, and it's still growing. They have there was plans to build another school, and they pushed them forward by like 4 years, and they're giving us another like main classroom building to our school, despite the fact that Sarasota County has like no teachers.
Huh.
There's just like none.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that happens.
Yeah. So what's the college life like in the middle of nowhere, Young Harris? Jackson.
Hello.
Hello. Did you hear my question?
No, I did not hear the question.
Okay. I said, what is life like in the middle of nowhere, Young Harris?
Um, you have to find things to. Was that your question? In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, what's the college life like?
It's going in and out. I can't really hear you too well.
Oh, what's the college life like in a middle of nowhere, Young Harris?
Uh, Life at Young Harris. So like I said, it is the middle of nowhere. You have to find things to do to entertain yourself pretty quickly.
Mm.
Otherwise, you drive yourself crazy. But one of the weird things that I've found about this school is that for some reason, everyone decides to just be a shut in,
Mm.
which doesn't make any sense to me because it's a beautiful area.
Absolutely.
The campus is amazing. And if me and my roommates are bored, we just go out on the lawn and like throw the frisbee around.
The frisbro.
And it just doesn't make sense to me how some people want to just stay in their rooms all the time.
Silently adding
Not really a
someone.
lot to do outside of school, just because
Yeah.
nowhere.
The closest town
Um,
is Hiawassee, Georgia, and that has like a McDonald's. Cool.
have to drive like 10, 15 minutes just to get anywhere, really.
Mm-hmm.
And some people aren't on board with that. I commuted 30 minutes to high school through my entire time there, so I don't really mind long drives.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
or like, driving to Blairsville is too long for me.
It's really not that far.
It really isn't. But that happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Jackson, I have a.
But yeah, it's really fun living out here. I mean, just getting away from everything and fresh mountain air.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Best part of the entire time here is the dining hall has these big ass floor to ceiling windows that
Yeah.
go across the entire wall,
Mm-hmm.
and you just look out over the mountains. And yesterday it was, or Sunday it was storming like hell.
Mm-hmm.
So we were sitting there in the dining hall, and we could just see like bolts of lightning hitting the mountain.
Jesus Christ, that's a little intense.
I mean, it was pretty cool.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, Jackson,
Yes,
a
Calvin.
very important question for you.
Of course.
Have you seen Endgame yet?
I have seen Endgame, Calvin.
I have not, but I do not mind spoilers. Would you like to tell me about your time with Endgame, Jackson?
Well, I can in fact tell you my experience without giving you spoilers. Um, the short version is the movie is good.
Mm-hmm.
I I liked it a lot. I think it was one of the better Marvel movies. Some people disagree.
Really? All right.
Not where they say like it's a bad movie, just like I think that was better than Infinity War, and I think that they did a really good job with it. And then other people say no, Infinity War was way better. This one is a good Marvel movie, but it's not on par with some of the things that they've made before.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't really like Infinity War all that much. I felt like it tried, like I've, it's kind of hard to explain. I feel like they tried to cram too many characters into it.
It's I see where you're going. It's like they've spent the last what 10, 12 years setting up all of these
It's been
people.
11 years now.
They've set up the last 11 years like creating all these different movies and setting up for this, and then it felt like connecting everybody at the in that movie was a little rushed.
Yeah, because it did. Because you have to keep. Because movies aren't like television shows and comic books where you can just like, oh, come see it on the next
Mm-hmm.
episode. You have to fit everything into that
Yeah,
2.5 hour time frame. And even Endgame got a little lengthy, getting to almost 3.5 hours.
yeah, it's 3.5 hours.
So,
Yeah, and I understand that like the whole uh I understand that like one of the big things for Infinity War is that everyone's just kind of thrown together and they don't know a lot about each other. But
absolutely.
it still felt like a little bit half baked when the Guardians of the Galaxy just find Thor floating in space.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
couldn't have done something better than just giving Thor an ex machina,
Exactly.
which happens again in this movie. There's just an ex machina
I
out of
100
nowhere.
100% believe it. I'm gonna be real. I've kind of I'm feeling a little bit of burnout on Marvel movies just in general. Every time a Marvel movie comes out and I watch it, I'm like, "Yep, that's a Marvel movie." Guardians of the Galaxy 2, yeah, that's a Marvel movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp, which look at that, it's a Marvel movie. Um, but the Spider-Man trailer came out today,
I
and
have not watched it.
um, it's a really good trailer. I love Spider-Man, dude. Just
Yeah, me too.
seeing that trailer made me so excited. Like the Spider-Man Homecoming, I was really excited for because Spider-Man's always been my favorite. I've
Yeah.
always have loved Spider-Man. Spider-Man and the Flash.
Have you
Um,
played the PS4 game Spider
I
Man?
have not. My brother owns it, and I do plan on playing it.
Well, hey,
And I can talk about my backlog of games, and
in
we can make that our next topic. But
don't forget in 2 weeks you'll be able to play my copy.
hey, you're right. Um, but I don't know. I really just I love Spider-Man, so when that trailer dropped and I watched it, I feel like it's gonna be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because in the trailer it kind of shows like how much the death of Tony Stark is affecting him.
Yeah.
So I don't
Okay,
know.
so you know Tony Stark dies.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm comfortable with spoilers. I don't feel like spoilers ruin a movie.
Yeah.
If spoilers end up ruining a movie, like if I get something spoiled to me and then I sit down and experience it, and if I did not enjoy it because it was spoiled, then I'm upset. Like, um, I had the final little bit of per. I had like the last dungeon, and then the last dungeon of P5 spoiled for me, and um I'm playing through that right now, and I'm still as hyped about everything. Like it was in my second, cause I started it at camp and I had to sit down and
Yeah.
replay it again. And when I replayed it, I picked up that dumb little line about Akechi with pancakes, and I'm like, huh. That's weird. And then slowly, as his character like progressed, I picked up on the fact that this bitch is gonna backstab us later, and we're gonna figure out that he's backstabbing us because of this dumb little pancake thing. So, um,
Yeah, no, I saw the whole thing, and then he does what he does, and they point out the pancake line from the beginning of the game, and I was sitting with my brother when I saw it, and I said, God damn it. I clocked him with the pancake line at the start, and I was like, wait a second, Morgana's the one that said the pancakes. how does he know about that? Because he can't hear the
Exactly.
cat talking unless he
Exactly.
can hear the cat talking. And then I forgot.
So yeah, I don't feel like spoilers ruin things. And I'm interested where
Yeah.
they're gonna go with Spider-Man because,
But yeah,
like I said, it's gonna be even in the trailer they're looking at Spider-Man because he uses the Iron Spider suit now, and they're like, these cops that he helps out are like, "You gonna be the new Iron Man? Like, what's going on?" And he's kind of trying to live up to this new role model because there's kind of this like vacuum of Iron Man not being there anymore. So
yeah. See, I'm of the opinion that, there are some things in movies that you just should not know about.
yeah,
Um, and the reason that I try and stay away from trailers is I feel like movie studios like Star Wars and especially Marvel have kind of dropped the ball on their trailer game. Where
absolutely.
like Thor Ragnarok, I feel like would have been a great movie if they had just kept Hulk like out of the trailer, and then you
Uh
see the Hulk show up, and you're like, holy shit, Mark Ruffalo's in this movie. They're
huh.
gonna find the Hulk after all of this time with Age of Ultron, and it's gonna like start tying together. And then you see him in the trailer, you're like, oh, biggest twist in the whole movie is
the
ruined.
biggest, the
And
biggest, the biggest fucking switcheroo on us was in the Infinity War trailers when they showed us Hulk was gonna be in it, and then he wasn't. It was the biggest I pulled a sneaky one on yet ever.
yeah, and then I see the trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is basically the entire movie. You know what I mean? Where like the
Um,
Homecoming trailer
I
was
never,
basically the movie.
I never watched the Homecoming trailer. So
The
the
home,
thing is I feel like the movies I have enjoyed the most are movies that I have not watched trailers for. Like I did not watch any of the trailers for Homecoming, and I really enjoyed it. I did not watch any of the trailers for Into the Spider Verse. I saw one trailer with no audio. Um, so it was basically just me looking at the video, and I went and saw the movie at like a Tuesday $5 matinee. I didn't get any popcorn or anything. I just sat down and I was like, I guess I'm gonna waste my afternoon on this. And it's probably my favorite Spider-Man movie. I definitely
Mhm.
think it has its problems. It's weak in a couple aspects, but just the art style and the way that they handled the movie and the music in the movie, it's so good. It's probably my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good one.
exactly.
Well, anyway, in the movie trailer, I mean, just the first trailer, it starts with Tony Stark giving Peter Parker the suit.
Uh-huh.
They establish that Peter Parker is in love with Liz.
Mhm.
They tell you that the Vulture is the main villain. Tony Stark takes the Spider-Man suit. Peter Parker puts on the old Spider-Man suit and fights the Vulture. The only
Yeah,
real
that's
twist in
basically
that
it's
the
basically
only the only twist in the entire movie is the only two key pieces of information are that Tony Stark is the one that pissed him off,
mm,
and the Vulture is Liz's dad.
yes.
Only two twists in the. They had the fucking Washington Monument scene in there too,
Yeah, they
and
literally just had the whole
Ned hacking the suit was in the trailer. The entire movie was just in the trailers.
well, that's why I think it's good to like watch one or two trailers and then I think okay, if you're going to watch a trailer, watch the first trailer they come out with and then don't watch
Yeah.
any other trailers. Um
The thing with
speaking
Homecoming was that they dropped the ball on the first trailer, so then they've got nothing else to show but the rest of the movie.
speaking of trailers, I have to ask you, how do you feel
Yeah.
about the Sonic trailer?
Oh, Sonic trailer, freaking gross.
They
I
stole
watched it
they
when it came
stole
out.
Gangsta's Paradise from JoJo Golden Wind. They stole
Uh-huh.
it.
I watched the trailer when it first came out,
I did
and
too.
I actually saw very briefly in a PewDiePie video that the creative director for the movie announced on Twitter that they're going to be redesigning the character for
Yes.
the movie
Yes.
because of the huge ass outrage
Yes.
that
So
everyone
the
was like,
thing
no,
the
this is
thing
not
is
Sonic.
this all started with that one really bad silhouette picture of Sonic that we got, and then there was promotional material of just Sonic's legs on like the Golden Gate Bridge or whatever, and everyone was like, "Gross, put that away." I feel like nothing sums it up better than Brian David Gilbert's Unraveled about the Sonic Bible, where he just like freaks out and hides in a corner because of Sonic's human-looking legs. So we've had all that outrage, and everyone was just like, "I'm waiting for the trailer. I want to see how bad this is. Just give us the trailer." We got the trailer. I hear Gangsta's Paradise. I'm like, huh, okay, all right. Sonic has two separate eyes. I'm like, okay, this whole movie is. I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. All right. And then just he's like the size of a 6-year-old, and
Yeah.
it makes me so uncomfortable.
Which makes sense. It's just, there
And-
were a couple things that really set everyone off about it, and I think encapsulate why
Okay.
it's a
Well,
bad
I want to continue. They don't have his gloves. His
Yeah.
arms are just completely blue.
Yeah.
He has shoes. I'm like, okay, he looks weird. I was expecting this. It's a video game movie. And then Jim Carrey walked onto the screen. And I was like,
Yeah.
never mind. This movie's saved. I don't care. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care if Jim Carrey gives us a terrible acting job because he hasn't been in a movies for like the past 20 years. He's off being a long-bearded philosopher and socialist. I don't even know anymore.
No,
And
see,
just that last scene of him where he has like the
the classic Robotnik look.
and then he puts his goggles on and he just has this big smile. You can just tell that he's having fun playing the part.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
we got all the outrage from the trailer, and then the director was like, "Yeah, we'll change it. Don't worry." And I'm just like, if you knew that this was gonna be a problem, why didn't you just change it before any
Yeah.
of this happened? Like,
Yeah, I've got all of the things that you were about to talk about with his design, like the gloves and the arms, and honestly, his legs are all of him just looks way too human.
I know it just,
You know
and he has teeth. He
Yeah.
has teeth.
The eyes are weird. Jim Carrey, actually, very excited for him. I don't know if you know this, Jim Carrey has actually been working on a TV show for Showtime for a while called Kidding.
I did not know that. Last
So
I heard
basic-
anything about Jim Carrey, my brother was like, "Yeah, he does not do anything anymore. He is a
No, he does.
philosopher." I
No,
was
see,
like,
Jim
"Alright."
Carrey actually, his philosophy may have led him to making this show called Kidding, where it's
Mhm.
basically if Mr. Rogers were popular among everyone
Oh,
for 30 years,
all right.
and there's a lot of moving parts to it. So his
Yeah.
name is Mr. Pickles. All right.
Uh-huh.
He has on television raised probably 2 generations.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
He's
All right.
very popular.
Uh-huh.
His dad, his overbearing dad, is in charge of like the direction of the business. His sister creates the like props and costumes and puppets, and then he's the talent. He's like the star of the show. So it's sort of like a family business.
Mhm.
And the show comes in a year after one of his twin sons dies in a car accident,
Oh shoot.
and the whole thing is about how he's supposed to keep on like this fun, innocent smile on television, but he's just emotionally unraveling.
Mhm.
And it's like a very, very strange, very dark show. But
And
I
I'm guessing Mr. Pickles is Jim Carrey.
Mr. Pickles is Jim Carrey.
Okay, cuz he can play characters like that really really well, cuz that's just who Jim Carrey is.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. All right.
But yeah, that's his character, and it's a very good show.
Mhm. Mhm.
But anyways, the Sonic trailer, what we were actually talking about.
Jesus Christ. I don't know, just why did you pick Gangsta's Paradise? Out of
I don't know.
every song you could have picked, that is the least Sonic song. It's slow and Sonic is fast.
I don't like how they're gonna portray Sonic as an alien. Sonic's a hedgehog.
Yeah, he's a hedgehog.
they're gonna make him look like an alien,
Mm.
even though they're like, dude, you're a freaking hedgehog, just like in Captain Marvel when they say that that one alien's a cat.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel. I'm gonna be real. My
That's fine.
Marvel movie burnout is like I didn't watch Black Panther, didn't watch Captain Marvel, I didn't watch Thor Ragnarok, I didn't watch. I just have like extreme burnout. My brother though, he'd talk about it for hours.
Hmm.
My brother gets so into stuff.
I mean, they're good movies. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
Sonic trailer.
Sonic, Sonic's
I'm
bad.
I'm gonna be real. I'm probably gonna end up going and watching it. Just just
I don't know.
cause.
We're gonna go see Far From Home though this summer. I've already got plans.
Is it
I've
coming
got
out this
plans.
summer?
Yeah, it's coming out June 5th.
Oh my gosh, that's like that's in a month almost.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
in a matter of
Is that
weeks.
the first week it can't? No. Wait.
No,
That's week
it
2.
is the first week. No, it's
Oh
week
no, it
one.
is. It is week 1. Week
It's the end of
1.
week one.
Jackson, are you ready for your first week 1?
Oh my god, it's gonna be so nuts.
See, I'm kind of excited for camp this year because at first I wasn't sure if Nat was coming back, and then, I heard Nat was coming back, and, William's coming home from college. He's not really going back to college. Eh. Um, and he's always wanted to work at camp, but he's never had the time because of football and stuff. Well, because he's not going to be playing football anymore, he wanted to go to camp. So we filled out all his
Well, he's got a
paperwork.
job. He's working cope.
Yeah, I know. He has a job now. He is coming to camp. And it's going to be so weird because normally it's like the older brother that introduces the little brother to new things and like new people and stuff like that. And now it's completely reversed. Just like
Yeah,
complete 180. And I don't think William is ready for something like that.
we'll see if he's able to handle it. We'll put him through the works.
I warned him and I said 9 weeks is a lot of time. It's a lot of time.
Well, I'll tell you, he is a lifesaver because we were not sure if we were going to be able to have a cope class this year
Mm-hmm.
just because we had so few staff.
Yeah.
We weren't
What
sure
are
if we were going to be able to
what
run the
are the
program.
staff numbers looking like this year?
We're looking pretty neat at about like 140 people
Oh, so
on
we're
staff.
looking at less because last year weren't we at 160, almost 70?
Yeah, our goal is to have 190, and maybe the numbers have changed, but we're at about 140, 150.
Dang. That's that's
But we
not
have
bad.
enough to
That's
we have enough to run camp. Is the point? We've got
exactly.
enough staff to run camp.
All right. That's good. That's good. Do you know about the fall off towards week 6, 7, 8? Like, what's that
I
looking
do
like?
not. I've honestly just been telling people because I've been asking my friends like, "Hey, do you want to come up and work?" And they're like, "I can only work June or I can only work July." I said, "That's fine. I need
Yeah.
people."
All right. Well, I'm just excited. Um, I'm excited for camp. I'm excited to go back up and see all my friends. It's gonna be
Yeah, me
good.
too.
It's gonna
It's
be
gonna
good.
be good. We've got some
Look at
good
this
programs in the
team.
works.
We're gonna do
Um,
great.
Yeah, we've got some good programs in the works. Our spoof merit badge is gonna be amazing this year.
What is it? You gotta tell me.
So this year we are doing superhero ethics awareness.
We're going
It's
back to
different from.
superheroes.
Well, hang on. This is
Okay.
different from
Okay.
Bat Studies.
I'm
All
okay.
right.
You
This
gotta
is a
tell me.
different program from Bat Studies where
Just
in
just
that
just so all the listeners know, we're talking about the Boy Scout camp that we work at. And, Boy Scouts have merit badges. Well, our camp puts on like a joke merit badge every year. So like we had one that was like Pet Rock merit badge. We had Elvis awareness,
the duct
bat
tape merit badge
studies.
existed.
The duct tape merit badge did exist. So this is what we're talking about. So
So
Jackson is actually gonna be program 1 at camp this year.
means I'm the big boss.
He's the head honcho.
The only people above me are the camp director and the director of camping for the council.
Which, yes, the camp director and the director of camping are two different people and not the same job.
Yep. Yep, that's right.
All right, now tell us about superhero ethics.
So superhero ethics awareness. I didn't take the Bat Studies merit badge. I just helped screen the program.
Absolutely.
But what I think uh, where we're going to be different is that this year we're focusing on the principles of superheroes as a whole, as
Mhm.
opposed to
Mhm.
specifically Batman.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do, the approach that we're going to take is we're going to introduce the concept of superheroes, like, hey, what is a superhero? What do superheroes do? What's a supervillain? And then we talk about how superheroes act and like what the responsibilities of a superhero are. We have everybody make their own superhero. So we're going to
Mhm.
hand out a bunch of cards that say like, what's your superhero name? What's your power? What's your weakness? I'm going to make sure I tell them that you can't have no weaknesses because that is lame.
Now we're getting into. Did you watch My Hero Academia?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, you gotta watch it. I know you're probably not a big anime guy, but like, it's
Not a
like,
huge one.
it's like if Marvel. It's if you have Hulu. If not, we can watch it this summer. It's like if Marvel made an anime. And like, yeah,
All right, I'll take a look at it.
Stanley's made a couple anime in the past. Whatever. This one guy only made a couple manga in his life. He was like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna make this manga, and it was a smash hit. It's doing so well right now. It's so good. Main character's likable. The whole cast is likable. We can watch it this summer if you want. It'll be my like fourth time watching it. Just so you know.
Wonderful.
It's also one of those shows where like the dub is just as good as the sub. So
Well, that's rare.
yeah, it is. Some people say that the dub of it's better than the sub. I don't know. That's just me. So
So yeah,
at the superhero ethics, are we gonna be watching videos again this year or?
we do have Theater Under the Stars right after it.
Yeah,
So what that's going to be is we're going to be watching classic Superman cartoons.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll have a class about superheroes that'll last about 55 minutes, and then we'll watch an hour of classic Superman cartoons.
I can dig it. Who are you having be your Superman?
It will probably end up being Bryce,
Yes. All right.
just because Bryce is big and muscular.
Yes.
Um,
I was gonna say you could always use my brother, but William's more just large.
he could be Batman.
I don't know about that. Maybe if Batman had a little bit of a beer belly. you're looking more like
Well,
the
see,
Ben
I'm not
Affleck Batman, if
here's
anything.
something. We're gonna be putting an emphasis on anybody can be a superhero. Did you ever play South Park: The Fractured Butthole?
I did not play it, but I knew that it existed. That's
Have
about
you ever
it.
seen a South Park when they play superheroes?
No, I have not. South Park
So
is not one of those shows that I really like. That's just
that's all
me.
right. Anyway, the basic gist is
Mhm.
that all of their superheroes are entirely made up, and their costumes are made out of trash.
I love it.
One guy called the Human Kite literally just wears a blue onesie with a kite tied to his back. Um, there's another guy called Tool Shed, literally just wears a wife beater,
Is it
a
just Tim
pair of
Allen
cargo. No,
from
it's
Tim Allen Home
he,
Improvement? Come on.
he wears a wife beater, cargo pants, and a tool belt, and all he does is just like use fucking power tools.
Okay. So I'll tell you a story about an adult leader of my troop. All right. So I was working on a
Yes.
project at his house because sometimes I don't like to be at home when I work at projects. So I was like, hey, um, we'll just call him Greg for now. Mr. Greg, do you have a hot glue gun? Yeah, of course, Calvin. It's right over there in that red case. Jackson, it was like a drill case, and I opened it up, and he had this gasoline powered industrial grade hot glue gun. And it's not even like it has like a little gasoline can on the bottom of it, and that's it. It's entirely self-powered and everything, and I'm holding it, and it's like it's bigger than like a power drill or something like that, and I'm like, Mr. O'Connor, is this the hot glue gun? He goes, yep, sure is. And I was like, oh my
How big was
god.
the nozzle on this thing? Like an inch?
It had replaceable nozzles on it. So you can give it different
I'm
nozzles.
imagining,
So
like,
you can get this. You have this giant hot glue gun. It can put out like even smaller than like a pea's worth of hot glue. Meanwhile, you're trying to use it, and it's just like. You're just
yeah,
like,
I'm
okay.
imagining that you could achieve the same effect with just a battery pack, a gas-powered glue gun.
I
But
don't
B,
even know.
yeah, the way I'm imagining this thing looks is like when you're doing like siding on your house or like walls or shit, and you have to put caulking in there.
No, it does not. It does not look like
That's
a
what I'm
cal. It
imagining
does
it
not
looks
look
like.
like a caulking thing. Have you ever seen, like guns from Splatoon?
Yes.
It's similar to guns from Splatoon.
I don't believe you.
I'm not kidding.
I don't believe this was a real thing that you saw in the 21st century.
I'll send you a picture of it.
All right.
Oh, I'm not even actually typing. So
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard, Calvin. Why?
I'll send you.
Why did
I'll
he have
send.
this at a scout function?
No, it was at his house.
Okay, it was at his house. I was thinking like this dude just brought the whole glue gun with him. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
No. All right, so it's just giving me regular pictures of hot glue guns. So I'm gonna find one that looks the most like it.
Google search big ass glue gun.
Big ass glue gun. That's what we'll look up. All right. Big ass glue gun. Big ass glue gun. I'm either gonna get pictures of glue guns or big asses, and I am only partially let down because half of it is hot glue guns and half of it's big asses.
Is it actually half big asses?
Those are some butt plugs.
Oh my god.
I guess I'll just look up like big hot glue guns.
Yeah, and you know that's a risk when you're on Google. You never know what you're gonna find.
You never know what you're gonna get. All right, so I can't find. I wonder if I can just like do industrial hot glue gun. This is just gonna completely. This podcast has stopped.
Yeah, there's nothing left to talk about until we find this photo of a glue gun.
Okay. I found a picture of it, but this is the so this is the wired model of it. So
Okay.
there is a fully, and there are ones that do have a battery pack. So this is about just about what it looked like. I'm gonna send it to you.
In the Discord?
Yeah, in the Discord. It's just about what it looked like.
Oh my goodness. That does not look like a glue gun. That looks like a fucking laser.
I know. All right.
You look like you're about to carve some steel with that thing.
Yes.
Not put together some arts and crafts.
I'm gonna get a picture of it real quick on the podcast just so you guys can see, because it's too good to like not show you guys. And I'm
Of
like,
course.
this thing was just complete. It was massive. So this is what this bad boy looked like. This thing, it looks like a mining laser from some kind of sci-fi game. It looks so. It was chunky.
Big chunk.
Big chunk. Serious chunk. All right.
Nothing makes sense anymore after I see that.
No.
If somebody
nothing.
spends that much money to get a fucking glue gun, you know,
Okay, so the thing is he installs high-end cabinetry. So
okay. So it has a professional use.
Yes, it has a professional use. But I don't
was
know
thinking he owned
why.
it the same, I'm thinking he owns it the same way my dad owns a grindstone, where like, oh, we need to sharpen our lawnmower blades. Let me just put those on the grindstone real quick, and then never use it again. I mean, come on. We got this man a drill press for Christmas, like one that you'd find in an actual wood shop.
Yes. Has
And
he not used
I
it?
he might have. I don't know. But like I don't know. It's one of those things where like why is something this powerful available commercially?
I want you to know that one of my friends really likes my podcast, and he just like Snapchatted me, and he's like, "When's the next Convos with Calvin? I need something to listen to while I get high."
Ooh. I mean, this will be a good episode then because we're rambling about nothing.
Absolutely, and that's kind of just what it is. It's just
Yeah.
it's really nothing. So, what games have you been playing recently?
Well, right now I'm in the middle of playing Persona 5. I'm on my
Again,
second playthrough.
solid. How
I've been playing.
what
Go
palace
ahead.
number are you at?
I am in Palace number 6.
Okay, that's the sweatshop, right?
Yeah, that's the fucking burger sweatshop.
Gotcha. All right.
Now, I have been able to get through this one super quick because at the end of my first playthrough, I had some pretty high level boys, and I
Mm,
updated my compendium to include my high level boys.
So you
And
just
I
bought
had a
them.
shitload of money from the end of the first playthrough. So I show up in my second playthrough and I just buy fucking level 81 Archangel and I can kill anything in one hit. I I literally one shot the first boss.
That's so good, and I love it. So just Persona recently?
I've been playing a lot of Battlefront 2. I've been doing a lot of console games this semester. I've toned down my PC gaming a lot.
All right, all right.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Battlefront 2 lately.
Mhm.
Bit of Persona.
Mhm.
Um, Ultimate Chicken Horse. That's a big one.
Oh my god, that game is a sin.
My roommates and I bought this game over Christmas break after I got my PlayStation 4 over
Yes.
Black Friday weekend.
Yes.
And I bought this game over Christmas break and I played it once with one of my friends and he hated it. And then we were all hanging out one night in the room and I said, listen, everybody pick up a controller. We're going to play this game. And now no one can stop playing it.
I love that.
What's really fun is when somebody does such a dick move that the level becomes impossible. They call
Yes.
that doing it. They call that doing a Jackson.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. It really makes me feel good.
Yeah, so games I've been playing recently. I'm still on my first Persona playthrough.
Yes.
This has been a whole experience. I started it. It has I want just so you guys know. I started playing this game almost a year ago to the day.
Yeah.
Well, not to the day.
In a month will
about
be a year.
no, in about 2 weeks I started playing Persona 5.
Really? Did you start like staff
I
week?
started staff week because
Oh,
you,
wow.
Derek, Natalie, and I were all hanging out in your guys' room, and Natalie really wanted to play it, and I was like, I've always been interested in this game. I've always heard good things, and she was like, "Oh, you should just read the summary." And I started reading the summary, and I was like, "This is boring." And Natalie being the way Natalie is, she's like, "Well, then I guess you just gotta play it." So I started
I
playing.
guess you won't really understand until I tell you.
So then I started playing it and I fell in love. And so, I got to about the third palace at camp and then I just stopped and I got home and I had to restart. And I still have not finished the game. And I'm at the end. I am right there. I'm so
Yeah.
close and I just haven't been playing. And it also doesn't help that I found out God of War was $40.
Oh my.
So I have been playing God of War.
That's a big one.
It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it. Some other games I've been playing this year, I guess, released so far. I finished a playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. At first I hated the game. I absolutely love that game. I think it's probably one of the best RPGs on the Switch. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft.
Ooh.
I have been
Classic.
playing so much Minecraft this year so far. It's got this big resurgence going on. I absolutely love it. I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World. Gonna be honest, wasn't really big on it. Played Dauntless for a little bit. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I didn't really have anyone to play with. I'm excited for when cross console play comes out. I
Oh
played
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3. I thought it was okay. Not the best Kingdom Hearts game out there.
Uh, here's the thing about Kingdom Hearts. All right, have you been playing it since like the beginning, or have you played a lot of the games?
I've played every game.
Okay, so here's the thing, and you're gonna laugh at me. Okay, you video game donkey, you know this man.
Oh yeah, no, I love
He,
his videos, and I
you
love
remember?
I love his Kingdom Hearts videos because you can't tell what is real and what is not unless you have played all of the games.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to talk about. Um, yeah, that video, I watched it, and as soon some things started to make sense, and then as soon as
Don't
he
even
started like
try.
saying the entire thing was a dream sequence by Tigger, I was like, okay, no, so this whole video is fake, right?
But the thing is a lot of what he says is actually right.
Yeah, no, I went back and watched like a summary of the entire series that was like 30 minutes long,
Mm.
and I finished watching it.
Oh.
The thing that set me off, and I was like, other than the dream sequence by Tigger, is that the games, one of them is called 358 over 2 days, and then another one is called Birth by
Yes.
Sleep 0.2, a fragmentary passage.
Okay. So
These are not entitled games.
Nomura is not good at naming games. The reason 358 over 2 days is called 358 over 2 days is because it's 358 days over two people's lives. Then there's Birth by Sleep, and then there's Birth by Sleep 0.2, a fragmentary passage or whatever. And then for some reason, in Kingdom Hearts 3, the whole first world of the game is not Kingdom Hearts 3. It's Kingdom Hearts 2.9, A Journey Begins. Like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't
so
know I didn't know there was another game before this game that I've been waiting for forever that was a supreme letdown. Like,
so the way that I understand
hello?
it is that, like, I don't even know where to begin.
You can't
So
begin.
you got
You can't begin.
me attempting to explain Kingdom Hearts in as short a time period as I can is
A boy.
Master of Masters, big ass box, Book of Prophecies,
Okay, here. Let me. I
Keyblade
got this.
Wars.
I got this, Jackson. All right.
Go ahead.
So this guy made keys out of. Okay, fuck. I fucked it up.
You already messed up.
God damn it. Okay, so there's this guy, and he could see the future, and he gathered up apprentices, and he was like, you guys have Keyblades now, except you get a box, alright? Then there was a big Keyblade war, and it ended up breaking the world up in its entirety. Whatever, the hearts of children saved it. Fast forward, now people can use Keyblades and shit, and it's very commonplace, and these three guys, named Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, they're studying the Keyblades, and then Aqua becomes a Keyblade master, and this causes a big old divide in the friend group, and then fucking
Terra does
Leonard
not use Keyblade
and he gets very upset, and then Leonard Nimoy comes in, he's like darkness, and you're like, okay. And then bad things happen to all three of them. And then Kingdom Hearts 1 happens,
So
and then there's one really good boy, and his name is Sora, and he also gets a Keyblade for some reason that will be explained at a later date. And then he goes on and he explores a whole bunch of Disney worlds while he looks for his best friends, Riku and Kairi. And then he finds out that Riku gets possessed by a different version of Leonard Nimoy. And he saves Riku,
okay.
and then he kills
Leonard
himself.
Nimoy.
Yes, and so he saves Riku and then kills himself so he can save Kairi, because apparently Kairi's heart has been inside Sora the entire time. All right, and this causes Sora to become a Heartless, and in the world there are Heartless and Nobodies, and Heartless is a darkness, and then a Nobody is basically like if a ravioli. If you suck the meat out of a ravioli, the noodles are the Nobody, and then the cheese in the meat is the Heartless. All right, there you go. So this creates a noodle named Roxas. All right, so then there's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and also Rechain of Memories. They're the same game, just one of them is remastered. Sora goes into a castle and he finds these people called Organization 13 and they stole his memories. And that's all you need to know about that game. And then there's this one bitch named Namine who Riku I'm pretty sure falls in love with, and then they put Sora to bed and they're gonna rechain all his memories back together.
And then Roxas shows up because
and then
Roxas has Sora's
the
memories.
fucking noodle shows up, and apparently they're using the noodle as a host for some of Sora's memories while they put them all back together. And then Organization 13 walks in, their cool ass trench coats, and they're like, "Hey, dickhead, catch!" And then Roxas, the fucking noodle, spends all his time hanging out with other noodles, and he meets this guy named Axel, and he meets this chick named Shion, and they have ice cream together, and they're best friends because they eat ice cream together, and that's all it is.
I feel like we watched the same summary video.
and then Shion dies, and everyone forgets that Shion ever existed, and Axel tries to kill Roxas, and then the noodle is like, no, and then he meets Riku, and then Riku turns into Leonard Nimoy for some reason.
And shoves him in a computer, don't forget that.
Yeah, so then he shoves him into a computer where the noodle lives out a couple more days of his life until Namine comes around and another version of Leonard Nimoy, and they're like, you're gonna die, kid, and he's like, I guess my summer vacation is over. And then he dies. And then Sora wakes up, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy are like, time to go look at some more Disney Worlds, all while Organization 13 are just being grade A edge boys. And then they kill all of Organization 13. Leonard Nimoy, two different versions of Leonard Nimoy die. Sora stops making Riku a version of Leonard Nimoy. He cries. They're probably gay for each other. And then they kill Leonard Nimoy, and then they get trapped in the world of darkness, and somehow they go home. And then, God fucking damn it.
You lost your train of thought?
Oh, I forget what game is next. So then, in between, while fucking...
Is it Kingdom Hearts coded?
Yes. While Riku and Sora are in the Dark World, King Mickey is like, this journal of Jiminy Cricket doesn't have any words in it. So they turn it into data, and then there's Data Sora, who can also use a Keyblade, and there's the Data World, and then they put bugs in Riku.
So Sora... They turn, first of all, they turn a book into a computer. All right, that's what happens.
No, they use they make a computer, and they turn the book into an alternate dimension inside the computer.
Yeah, I think that's enough of Kingdom Hearts. The point is, none of it makes any fucking sense. And
don't forget the part where if you eat the cheese of the ravioli and you eat the noodle, it becomes a ravioli again.
Oh,
you can't forget that part.
You got to remember that eating the cheese and ravioli puts the whole thing together. Yeah.
Poor old Michael Finnegan beginning.
Yeah.
So other games I've been playing, I played a lot of Enter the Gungeon this year, and also the last Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag. I played a little bit of Syndicate. I was like, this game just feels like trash. And I gave up on the Assassin's Creed franchise. And someone that I pole vaulted with this year, her name is Sarah. Mm-hmm. She really, really loves the Assassin's Creed game. And she's like, you have to play Odyssey. I don't care what you think about any other Assassin's Creed game, you have to play Odyssey. And I am a good maybe 2-3 hours into Odyssey so far. Maybe 4. I absolutely love it. I think it's super good. I think it is a very, very good Assassin's Creed game. Or not Odyssey, Origins. That's the one. The Egyptian one.
Yeah, the Egyptian one is Origins.
Have you played Breath of the Wild by chance?
I have not.
Okay. It reminds me of Breath of the Wild in the fact that you get a lot of just random ass weapons. You just get so many random weapons. You can hold 2 different weapons at once. You can have 2. You can switch between 2 different shields. You can switch between 2 different bows. Get so many fucking weapons. I keep burping. So yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing. I personally don't really like Assassin's Creed. I mean, the moment-to-moment gameplay is really fun. It's just the story where things start to fall short for me.
I
The
will.
only
Okay,
ones that I
so
really played.
I will say about Assassin's Creed is if you ignore all of the bullshit future stuff and you just focus on the past story, I don't think it's that bad. I really don't.
It's all right. Where the game falls short for me, the only ones that I've played are AC3 and AC4, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And AC3, wonderful story. I really enjoyed the game. The only two parts that fell short for me were the beginning and end, where you play as the actual like main character Desmond,
Yes.
when he like they show up to a cave and they're like, "Oh, there are no bad people in this cave. We can dive into the past from here." And you're like, "Okay, now I get to play as Assassin's Creed." And then at the very end, he touches a rock and he dies. And I was like, "Did I just play Assassin's Creed?" Uh-oh. Oh, baby. So I am in the middle of a fight in Persona right now,
Yes.
and I just came very close to dying.
Big
And I
oof.
don't die in Persona. That's like my whole deal. I don't lose.
The number of times I have died in Persona is absolutely astounding. It's absolutely astounding. So, how do you feel about the Switch as a whole? I know you haven't had a lot of experience with it.
I really enjoy it. Um, I'll tell you one thing, Calvin. Smash is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really played the Switch for anything else other than Smash, just because I don't own one. From what I understand, they're very well put together. Um, it's very durable, good console. Um, I really like how portable it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, young Harris life, we're always going to somebody else's room
Yeah.
just to chill.
And
No
like
one ever.
even the home setup part of it, like the dock, even that's super portable, cause
Yeah.
it's a little bit smaller than the console is itself.
No,
I
yeah, that's
really
what we
I
do. We'll take it
really
to someone else's place and like play on their TV.
mhm. I really like the Switch for the library. And just announced today, they're remastering and bringing the first Devil May Cry game to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. The Nintendo Switch has just become the library on it is just this powerhouse. And I feel like it's if you look at its lifetime sales so far, we're getting close to it being released for almost 3 years now. If you look
Really,
at
that long?
yeah, if you look at how many units sold the PS4 had when it was 3 years old, the Switch is way past it. The Switch the Switch is literally the most successful game console right now. And I'm not
Yeah.
here to like toot Nintendo fucking suck Nintendo off because I love Nintendo. Um but I love the Switch. I ever since the only part of the Switch that I didn't like was when it was first announced. When they called it the Nintendo Switch, I was like, "What the fuck is this? Just call it the NX. This is dumb." But I the freshman Calvin completely forgot about that as soon as I got one. As when I got a Switch, it was just like life changing.
Yeah, no, and it's really good. Like it's such a good console.
Absolutely.
And I mean I know what you mean. Dude, fucking Skyrim is on the Switch, okay?
Skyrim is on everything. You can play fucking Skyrim on your Samsung refrigerator.
Yeah, but like my favorite thing about the PS3, because I haven't owned a game console between my PS3 and PS4.
All right, all right.
The best thing about the PS3 was Skyrim. That's all I played for 6 years, and
Jesus.
I think it's just so cool that they brought that to a whole nother console in this like generation.
And it's portable. That's why I'm so upset Persona 5 isn't coming to the Switch. Cause or at least not yet.
Not
Not
yet,
coming to the Switch yet.
because I guarantee that it was easier for them to put Joker in Smash than it was for them to port the game. They're working on a port right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a big not yet. Even though
It's a big ol' not yet.
even though Persona 5 Scramble actually makes me want to throw up into the next dimension.
What's Persona 5 Scramble?
So do you know Hyrule Warriors and Dynasty Warriors and games like that?
Yeah.
It is that. It is a
Oh my
game.
God.
It is a game. So I have slowly learned to hate those games because the Nintendo versions of them and like the reskins basically, they just exist to sell you overpriced DLC characters that just feed off of nostalgia and like fan service. So I'm not buying it. There is like Atlas did a poll on their Twitter if like are you going to pick up Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers? It had a fifth it had three options and it was like yes, no, maybe. 58% of the answers were no. And
Wow.
yeah, it's just like it's coming to Switch though, but I'm not going to pick it up. I have no interest in it. But yeah, it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard to port it to the Switch because it runs on a Persona 5 actually originally released for the PS3.
Really?
Yes, so the engine runs on the PlayStation 3, and the PS4 version of it is just a slightly upgraded version of the PS3 engine. So it can run at higher resolutions, higher frame rates, and have better lighting, and that's it. So I have no doubt if the Switch can play Skyrim remastered, if that thing can run Doom and Wolfenstein and the the WWE 2K18 does not count. If it can run those games, then it can run Persona 5. I have no doubt in my mind. I really hope. I feel like I'm just like holding my breath on everything, but if Persona 5 came to the Switch, it'd be the ultimate console for me. I would never need to buy anything else.
Yeah, but does it have Spider-Man?
No, but I also haven't played Spider-Man yet. I haven't. I keep seeing these posts and it's like you have 100 points to port any of these games to the Switch, and it just has like all these Nintendo games, and then it'll have like Spider-Man, Apex Legends, and it's all like 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 points. And in the 10-point category, they put Punch Out for the Wii. And I commented, I was like, can I just get 10 ports of Punch Out for the Wii, please?
Yeah.
It's just, Punch Out needs to come back. Please, Nintendo. I love Punch Out with my whole
Bring back
heart.
Punch Out. Little diehard Little Mac main over here.
I'll
in
never
Smash.
forget, I was
Punch Out.
on a trip, and when I was at camp. And I was at Kennesaw, and I was at the Kennesaw Mall, and we were in the GameStop there, and I saw a used copy of Punch Out for the Wii, and I was like, I can't not. I just can't. I love Punch Out too much.
When we like got super hype with the Punch Out 30-minute music?
I can never forget.
For those that do not know, over the summer, we work at a camp that's a pretty big camp. And sometimes we have to go all the way across camp. And usually we'll just walk there for like 15 minutes and we're all super bored by the end and no one's having any fun. Now what we started doing...
So this camp, like you said, it's really big. And every Saturday we do these things called work crews. Now when people are done with their like assigned work crews, we'll sit there. And sometimes the rangers will call in and they'll ask for help. Now, at camp this past year, we had a really big storm blow through, and it completely tore apart, like, a lot of stuff. Am I thinking of the same time?
No, we're thinking at different times.
Yeah.
So one of the things, we're a pretty big camp, like he said, and we get a lot of people coming in. The issue is that sometimes more people come in than we have.
Oh, yes. Okay, it was that time.
We set up these things called temp tents, which is short for temporary, which is basically 2 pieces of plywood with a tarp over it.
Yes.
That's the gist of temp tents. And like he said, we've got work crews on Saturdays. When you're done with your crew, you go sit in the middle of camp and do nothing until we're done. But sometimes they call you to go help out with the crew so that we can get done faster. So the temp tents crew needed about 20 people to help out on the other side of camp, which is like normally 15-minute walk.
Instead of bringing 20 or so people, we grabbed the megaphone that we use to do announcements, and we
No, we
grabbed.
don't do announcements. We do morning notes.
Yes, we do morning notes, excuse me. So we grab our megaphone, and Jackson pulls up the
So
punch
what?
out for 30-minute music, and we take the microphone up and we put it up to his phone, and we just grabbed everyone, and we ran while playing the punch out music.
We hyped everyone up. We got this. We hooked up the phone to the megaphone. So we're blasting the Punch Out main menu music from the Wii, which is like a 30-minute long cut.
Yeah, no, the main menu, the main menu.
It was the main menu music for the Wii, and we run all the way to the other side of camp. I'm holding this megaphone over my head, and then we get to where they're setting up the temp tents, and we ask, "What did y'all think when you saw us coming over the hill like that?" And they said to us, "It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen people running to do temp tents like that, and the music was perfect." And I said, "Why, thank you."
Oh, that was one of the first weeks too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like week 3 or week 4.
Yeah, that was about week 3. Don't have any illusions coming. We're bringing it back this year.
Oh, we gotta. So, I gotta ask you, Jackson.
Yes.
Do you follow any news about VR?
I do not, but in preparation for coming on the show, I listened to your first episode. Well, the one that's called episode 0.
Yes.
Where you talked about VR, and I now feel like I know a little bit more.
So, a couple days ago, Facebook had their Facebook F8. And aside from insisting that their platform is now safer, and I'm pretty sure saying that you can apply to colleges from Facebook, don't ask me.
That sounds dumb.
They officially announced the release date and pre-order dates of their next 2 headsets, the Oculus Quest and the Oculus S. All right. Now,
Okay.
if you listen to my other podcast, I don't remember if I talked about it a lot or not. The Oculus Quest is a standalone virtual reality headset. It has inside-out camera tracking on it, so you don't need any external sensors. All right. Now, basically, because Nintendo Switch essentially is powering this thing, it has the same 3-hour battery life, and you get a full VR experience, all at $400. Not that bad. Oculus S, also $400, except you get PC level virtual reality. So it has higher fidelity. I'm pretty sure it has a better resolution than the Quest, and it has a better refresh rate. So they announced all this, and they're like, "Oh, this is all gonna be so good. Everyone in the crowd gets a free Oculus Quest. This, that, and the other thing." And then Valve, quietly in their dark corner of the internet's like, and they fucking Futaba like pressed enter, hacked everything, and they completely stole the breath from Facebook and announced the Valve Index, which is gonna be
Valve Index?
the Valve Index is their virtual reality headset, and this thing is gonna be a fucking beast. It takes everything that is good about every VR headset right now and puts it all into one thing. Now, it doesn't have, so in VR headsets in the past, you needed like 4 sensors to do accurate like full body tracking, all right?
Yeah.
Now, the Index doesn't use this like inside out sensors, so you still have external sensors. Well, these ones cover that one sensor covers the same amount of range as 2 of the old sensors.
Oh my.
The headset has like, I think it has like an insane resolution. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I feel like it's like 2556 by like 1440 or something like that. And it has a refresh rate that is standard at 120 but can go up to 144 hertz.
Oh.
And on top of that, the controllers on it, they like latch to your hands, and they have like 1-to-1 finger tracking on it.
Oh my goodness.
and
That
the
sounds
whole the
amazing.
whole set of the headset, the controllers, and the sensors is $1,000. And pre-orders went live that same day. And you want to know how long pre-orders were open for?
Like 2 minutes.
15 minutes before they sold out of every reservation copy that they had.
Wow. Okay, so here's my
15
question.
minutes.
Okay,
Yes.
my two biggest issues for me not owning VR right now
Yes.
are that a um I do not have a computer powerful enough to power a VR headset like the Vive. All right.
Yes.
My second one is that I go like to college and I live in a room that is not entirely my own, and I don't have a way to like set up external sensors on a
Okay.
wall or some shit
Okay.
like that.
So
How is this going to solve those two things?
now, okay. So the thing is that's what's good about the market right now is you have options. All right. So, um, if you had a strong enough PC, the option that I would say to you is the Oculus S. That's just me. Um, because the Oculus S does not have external sensors. You don't have to set it up. Literally, what you do with the Oculus S is you put it into your computer. Um, it only takes a USB 3 and a display port. The controllers automatically pair, whatever. You can set up a guardian space. So since you have a small room, you only have half a room to work with, you literally with the controller will outline the space that you have. And it in the background, it constantly runs and keeps track of that space. Now, because you don't have that strong of a PC, I personally would recommend the Oculus Quest because it gives you a full VR experience free of wires. Completely free of wires. No cords, don't have to rely on a PC, all that stuff. It has the same Guardian system that the Oculus S has, and it's the same exact price point. And the good thing is if later down the line you get a better PC and you want to be more serious about um VR gaming, every game that you buy on the Oculus Quest, you can just download it to your computer through the Oculus app.
Hmm.
So if you ever wanted to make that upgrade and make that jump, you have that option to you. So as a college student, better for your wallet, better for your space, better for your time, I recommend the Oculus Quest. VR enthusiasts with a lot of area to work, that cash money dollar, and a PC that can also be used as a server, I recommend the Valve Index. And right now, I'm working at upgrading my computer, and I really want to use my camp money to pick myself up an Index. But I'm really struggling with myself right now because I'm like, should I get the Index or because almost everything that you can get on the Oculus Store, you can get on Steam. And I'm like, should I get the Index and waste all my camp money, or should I go for the lesser option and get completely wireless free VR with the Quest? Because right now the Oculus S, I'm just kind of like, it doesn't feel that good to me. It doesn't feel like a good option. Because either I want to go all in on virtual reality, or I want that lesser virtual reality experience. Because I'm not sure how often I'm going to be using it is the thing. So like, do I really want to spend $1,000 on something I'm gonna not use that often, or would I much rather spend $300 or $400 to get that full VR experience at a lot cheaper of a price? You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where the market is right now. You have those options.
That's really cool.
If you cannot tell, I've been doing a lot of research into
I
this.
can tell, Calvin. The thing is, all of my camp money is going into a new car.
Ooh, cash money, cash money.
Yeah, cashing out because they're paying me the biggest of bucks.
Are we talking like almost buy-in levels of like I'm gonna pay you under the table?
No, not really. Like big buy-in
Just
levels.
just like DM me the number. DM me the number. And I'll DM you mine. But I'm sure you know what mine is. Dang.
Yeah, I'm getting paid the biggest of dollars.
How much do they usually take out for taxes? I always forget.
I don't know, even though I should know. I actually should learn because this year I actually don't qualify for a refund. I have like an actual
Oof.
job, so I don't get like tax refunded.
Oof.
So yeah, that'll happen.
All right, all right.
But you know, it happens. That's life.
It's just how it is on this bitch of an earth.
The point is, I'm gonna be coming out of that camp with a fat wad in my bank account, and it's going into half a car.
Half of it.
My parents
Oh,
are look so nice as to pay for the other half,
how
and
nice.
maybe my dad will make me pay for the rest of it. He probably will, but I don't know.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna try not to spend a whole shitload of money at camp.
Yeah, same here. I'm pulling in a lot of extra hours right now at work so I can save money for camp.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Good time.
good, good. But you don't have that bad of a car, do you?
No, the it's not a bad car and it's not like it's breaking down. I have two issues going on with my car right now.
Uh-huh.
The first one is that my brother,
Also
who
uses
now
it.
is also in college, and next year like will be driving himself, needs his own car.
Yes.
Now that raised the question: who keeps the current one and who gets the new one? Um, and what we determined is that since I'm up here in the mountains, and
Now, I have a
the
question.
Nissan Altima rides so low, I can't get a lot of places.
Yes.
I am upgrading to like an actual truck or like a big car.
Oh, what model are you looking at?
We have been looking for a little while and haven't settled on anything.
Uh-huh.
I think the next week or two before I go up to camp, we're gonna try and have something picked out.
Yeah,
But
well, you gotta you
one
gotta
thing
be
that
up there in a couple weeks, bud.
yeah, try 8 days.
Yeah, never mind.
But the one thing that I found, or that my mom found on Facebook really, and then sent me, and I really vibed with, but no way in hell are we gonna get it. Is there's this 2010 Chevy Tahoe that is up for sale. That's reasonably priced at like $8,500. But here's the fun part: it actually used to be owned by the Alpharetta police force.
Oh my god.
So it's the police package.
That's so good.
It has like a huge ass V8 engine, fucking spotlights on the side. It's like super powerful, all right?
Jesus, I love
The
that.
problem is that this thing's got like 200,000 miles on it.
Oh my god.
So buying it is really not an option as much as
Jesus.
I want it to be.
Jesus.
Whew.
Whew is
But
right.
yeah, that was something that I really vibed with, and it would be really cool if
That
I
would
could
be
get
really
that car.
cool. Yeah, I have a shittin' little
Alas,
Ford Focus, so
alas, 'twas not to be.
'twas not.
All right, so what's next on the list?
Oof. Patreon actually, and this is where I'm gonna self-plug myself a little bit. I just started a Patreon that I'm probably gonna link in the
Ooh.
description. I don't think you can actually pay for any Patreon things yet because of financial reasons. Um, but Patreon is actually changing up their rules. So Patreon, um, what they used to do was they would take 2% of every subscription because
Okay.
Patreon has to make money.
Yes.
Well, Patreon is kind of struggling to stay afloat, so they're changing it so that now instead of charging 2% of every subscription, they're charging 10% of every subscription.
Ooh.
So if there's a $100 subscription, they make $10. If there is a $1 subscription, they make 10 cents. Um,
Uh-huh.
but the thing is,
Yes.
if all these rules are going into place tomorrow. If you make an account before they change, those new rules will not apply to you.
Huh.
So I made myself a Patreon in case in case one day, cuz I really want to stick with this podcast. And who knows, maybe one day this could blow up and I really need a Patreon, and next thing you know, I'm making money. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll be like all those sick YouTubers that drop out of college.
Mm-hmm. Likely story.
Nah, I
You're
doubt.
gonna,
I doubt.
you're gonna be old and crusty like the rest of us.
I doubt it'll ever get there. I doubt it. But yeah, that was the last thing on my list. Unless you have any questions.
Um. No.
No,
No.
none. How do you feel about yogurt?
About yogurt, I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
eat it.
You don't eat yogurt?
See, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't ever have like a time to eat it or anything.
It's a breakfast food.
Yeah, but I don't eat breakfast.
Oh shit, never mind. I take it back. Backpedal, backpedal.
Yeah, that's the thing about college life. Your routine changes a lot. I usually have breakfast. The only times that I have breakfast really are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because I go to Chick-fil-A with my friend Paige.
Oh, alright, alright.
Yep.
Sick. Well, Jackson, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with us? Any words of wisdom?
There's a couple. It's always about the journey, not the destination. Remember that one.
Okay.
And I don't know. There was another one that I had, but I forgot it. Here's a fun little tidbit. My favorite thing to do with one of my friends, Dakota, will be sitting around hanging out, and then maybe something stupid or something weird or something awkward happens.
Uh-huh.
Like, or even just something random. Let's say we're walking down the sidewalk. You find a penny on the street, okay?
Mm.
Dakota picks up the penny. He's like, wow, I just found a penny. And he's like, now I have enough to buy a taco at Taco Bell. And I said, well, you know what they say? You always start it with, well, you know what they say? A penny saved is a penny you can spend later. And we always
that is the whitest thing I've ever heard.
We always just make up dumb shit like that. So, moral of the story is you can make your own wisdom. All you have to do is just do stupid things and be dumb enough.
Are we going to be on a fireworks crew again this year, Jackson?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Solid.
If I have anything to say about it, we're going to be the ones on the lake.
God bless. Oh my god, that'd be so much fun.
Yup.
So much fun. Who is Bryce programmed too?
Yup.
Okay, that's what I thought. I feel like you had said that.
And Lathan Dixon is program 3.
Yes, but he's only handling stuff with CITs, right?
Yeah, he's our CIT guy.
Yeah. All right.
Which will be very fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I've been talking with my boss and my coworkers. We're ready to go. I think we've got a good thing set.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad.
Alright.
I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a good year, and Maybe we'll
think
get
that
maybe we'll get a Woodruff edition of the podcast going, and we'll get some cameras on. Who knows?
who knows?
We'll make
But
a day of it.
yeah, it'll be great. But I think that everything from this podcast here on out is going to be pretty sweet.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to keep working on it. I had taken about a 2 week hiatus because I was going through a little bit of a funk, but that's whatever.
We're dealing with life.
We are. So I think that's gonna be all for this episode. Thank you very much, Jackson, for coming on. It was a very big pleasure to have you.
Well, thank you, Calvin.
So, if you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, dude. You can do whatever you want. You're not obligated to do anything in this life except pay taxes and die. So, also, I mentioned my Patreon. You can always go check out my Patreon too. We got I have a tier 1. It's $1. It's called Saucy Fella. Just for $1 a month, you can join my Convos with Calvin Discord server where you can propose topic ideas and stuff like that, and just meet some overall pretty cool dudes, which I'm pretty sure is exactly what I typed out on my Patreon. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a... Shut up. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, evening, night, morning, whenever you happen to be watching this. Thank you.